Yeah, so welcome to the first episode of The Squeeze, the baseball podcast where we talk about whatever we want to. That's why we made it. My name is Tyler Merkel,
I am Michael Langston.
so I wanted to start The Squeeze because I talk about baseball a lot, all the time. It's kind of all I ever do.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. So why not make a show about it?
Of course.
As I think my opinion is important and better than everyone else's.
Of course.
Baseball. Yeah.
Yeah, we're Americans. We're entitled.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
absolutely.
go. And baseball is America's game.
No, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, like, there's no point to this show. There's no central focus. We're gonna talk about baseball, so let's just get into it.
Let's just jump right into it.
So I gotta start off with the most important thing, in regard to baseball, and that's football. We got the Super Bowl coming up this Sunday.
Of course.
Oh yeah, dating it. Today is Thursday, January 31st.
Yes, it
I
is.
think so.
We are 3.5 days away now, just about.
Yeah. And there's a lot of talk. There's a whole lot of talk about Tom Brady being the GOAT, the greatest of all time.
Yeah, but that's clearly false.
Yeah, no, that's not right.
No, it's not.
I don't think that's right at all.
No.
Bartolo Colon, 40, 45? No?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. He's ageless, really.
Oh, yeah.
Still kicking. Just throws that two-seamer all day long. Does what he wants.
Of course. And I believe we have statistics here that show that Bartolo
We
is
absolutely do.
indeed the GOAT
Yeah.
compared to Tom Brady. Because Tom Brady, of course, everyone knows he sucks. He's not a good ball player. He doesn't even play his own sport well. So how can he be good at baseball?
Yeah, no,
let's look
just-
at the
let's start
statistics.
You started off.
So the differences between Tom Brady and Bartolo Colon. In his 18 years in the league, Tom Brady only has 205 wins. Meanwhile, Bartolo, in his 21 years in the league, has 247 wins.
Massive difference.
Exactly. So, of course, Bartolo is better.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then this was a big one. I didn't know this. So Bartolo has one home run, and that
Yes,
was
he
off,
does.
Big Dig James Shields
Yep.
in Petco Park.
I remember that.
Probably the best day of my life.
Of course.
If we're being honest. Tom Brady has a fat 0.
Of course. He doesn't even have any home runs in the celebrity softball game.
No, yet.
What a scrub.
0 home
He is a
runs.
scrub.
Let's get that straight. And then this is just astronomical. 169 interceptions for Mr. Tom Brady. Bartolo has thrown 0.
Bartolo Colon is perfect.
His QBR is ridiculous.
Exactly. You can't be going out and throwing 169 interceptions. First of all, nice.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, not the worst number.
Yeah.
Gronk would be happy.
Yeah, but I mean, Bartolo has 0. I mean, he has 2 O's in his name to show that he has, in fact, 0, while Tom Brady only has 1 O. So there you go.
That's factual. And then just to round it out, 3 Super Bowl losses for Brady. This is who you call your GOAT?
And 2 of them were against Eli Manning. Who loses twice to Eli
Have
Manning?
you seen the faces that guy makes?
Exactly. Eli Manning is a foot.
He's the other Manning. That's not...
He's not even the good Manning.
Listen, and...
Bartolo has 0 Super Bowl losses compared to Brady's 3.
He hasn't lost a Super Bowl ever. And he's just so sexy. He's a good-looking man.
I mean, come on.
Oh, this is where I insert a picture of Bartolo.
Oh, he's
Here.
so sexy.
Oh,
My man Big Sexy will forever pitch. He's going to be like Nolan Ryan, except better.
absolutely.
Except he's already better than Nolan Ryan.
That's-
and that's a fact.
That's factual. This is a baseball podcast.
Of course.
Baseball podcast. And we are from St. Louis.
Yes, we are.
So we are, naturally fans of
The St. Louis Cardinals.
St. Louis Cardinals. So I definitely want to get into our off season.
Let's do it.
Not over yet,
No, definitely not over.
but I'm happy.
I am too. At first I was like, well, maybe we haven't done a lot considering that the shadow of Harper is still looming over
Yeah.
the entire MLB. But consider the pieces we have. Wow. I mean, I'm excited.
No, yeah, the past 2-3 off seasons, it's kind of just been a thing with the Cardinals. Go and pick up random guy who's been out of the league for 19 years and playing in Japan, or get a no-name reliever from Toronto. And they made actual moves this year.
Yeah, they did. And, I mean, in the past, the moves that you've seen them make, I mean, Hayward was a rental, and that kind of backfired on us heavily in 2015.
Yeah.
And then you see Brett Cecil coming out, and he's such a scrub. I'm sorry. And Sungwon Oh had a good career. Had a good 1 year. 1 year, not career. 1 year. And then after that, he kind of became a meme in St. Louis. Whenever he'd come in, we'd say, oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just bad. It was just bad. But this year, looks like we're actually doing what we need to do. So you pick up Andrew Miller out of free agency on a great deal. You got him. He didn't pitch well last year, but that helped get the price down, and I'm very confident that we're going to be able to use him.
Yeah, no, that was nothing but great for us. And, like, despite... The one thing that's a little worrisome is his injuries are... His injuries are weird for a baseball player.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has those, like, basketball player, like, knee injuries and everything. But we'll get to this at some point, of course. I'm a diehard Yankees fan.
Yes, he is.
Above anything else. So I got to enjoy watching him in New York, along with Batandas and Chapman and everything. But he was absolutely dominant. I was sad to see him go. And then he was incredible in Cleveland, absolutely. But then injuries slowed him down. But again, getting back to the point, that was good for the Cardinals. Acquired him, reasonably. Going back to like Brett Cecil and O, and Dominic Leone and Gregerson, something tends to happen to people when they come to St. Louis.
Yeah, in the past you saw with La Russa, especially, you take a guy who's a little bit washed up, might not be able to do anything, and you end up going and winning the World Series. I mean, look at Berkman, early part of Matheny's tenure with Beltran.
Mm-hmm.
Hayward comes in, wins a Gold Glove. But lately it had been really tough on just people coming in general. I mean, you look at Gregerson hasn't pitched. Greg Holland has been garbage. It was really bad. Bud Norris fell apart.
Yeah.
Brett Cecil is, whenever he doesn't give up a run, we cheer.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And it's just, but I like these. I like Miller coming in. That's good. The young bullpen is going to look, it's going to look so good. I'm really happy. Jordan Hicks needs to be their closer.
Jordan Hicks is the most exciting thing in baseball.
He was hanging out with like Lil Pump and all them too during the offseason, which I love.
Yeah, no, I love it. He's like 105 is ridiculous.
And with the movement on that ball, like going 105.
The sinker is ridiculous.
Dude, that's not even that is literally, it is just a sinker. It is not a fastball. It is a sinker that goes 105.
Yeah, no, the movement on that is absolutely ridiculous. And he's 22?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, he's only going to get stronger.
Oh, my God. Hicks and Hudson and all, I'm so ready. I'm so ready.
No, yeah, our bullpen is strong. Like, I can safely say it's strong. And I like the state of our starting rotation right now.
Yeah.
I don't know where Martinez is going to be used. I imagine he'll go back to being a starter.
Mm-hmm. I would think so.
Flaherty is also one of the more exciting things we have.
If he doesn't kind of tailspin like he did at the end of the season, because he was having a rough time near the end of it, but I contribute that to fatigue, of course, and he's a young guy. He can come out and have a sophomore campaign, like the sophomore campaign that Waka was touted to have that he didn't end up having.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That and Waka, he did not at all in any way, shape, or form have a bad year last year.
No, he didn't.
Injuries.
Yeah, he pitched well. Waka's been my favorite. I remember when that dude made his debut. It was a game against the Royals. I was there, and it rained out like a 6-hour rain delay until 1 a.m. And this dude, number one, struck out the first guy he faced on 3 pitches. You don't do that in the majors. Yeah. And he sit him down. And this was when the Royals were getting ready to compete for World Series. So he does that. And then his freshman campaign was one of the best campaigns I've ever seen. He can play. It's the injuries that have been his sidetrack. And I think this season you get a good season out of him, 30-plus starts. You'll be good to go for the Cardinals.
Yeah, no, absolutely. that Michaelis was the biggest surprise.
Oh my God, I love Michaelis.
Like I remember the day we signed him.
Oh yeah.
I was at an on-campus job.
Yeah.
Like watching Netflix on my phone, and I get the notification, and I was working with somebody who was just another like baseball fan. I'm like, oh, you see the big fucking move we just made? See that big pickup? A guy who best known for like biting the head off a lizard when he was with like the Padres. I'm like, this is the most cardinal move we could ever make. And then he,
shows up literally out of nowhere. I remember when I first heard of his name, I called him Michaelis.
Yeah,
I was
same
like,
here.
Who is Michaelis, and what is an Eastern European doing coming to pitch for the Cardinals? And then he comes up, and for a long stretch there near the beginning of the season when Matheny was dropping the ball, we won 1 out of every 5 games, and that one game was Michaelis on the mound.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, it was. I mean, he's just. I love it. And then who else did we pick up that we definitely need to talk about? Because there is an elephant in this room.
Man,
there is an elephant in this room right now. He is plated in gold.
What's his name? Gold.
It's gold something.
Goldman.
That sounds right.
Goldschmidt.
Schmidt. There you go. That guy.
Paul Goldschmidt. Regardless, I love it. Even with the possibility of it being a 1-year pickup, I love it.
I love it too.
But he's, been MVP candidate for as many years as I can remember.
Yep. Gold Glove candidate.
Gold Glove. He has speed.
He does.
For a first baseman.
You kind of need all the aspects of that, and there's been a big hole since 2011 for the Cardinals at first base. It's been, you can fill it sometimes. I mean, a guy like Matt Adams, he filled it pretty well. Carp has been trying to fill it. You need a solid first baseman, power hitter in the middle of your lineup, and that is exactly what Goldschmidt is, and we needed that. We needed a guy who could go out and win a Gold Glove and a Silver Slugger.
Yeah.
Just like Pujols.
Yeah, because look at arguably every other team in the major leagues, and they have an established first baseman, with the exception of, I'd say, the Angels and the Rays.
Yeah, that sounds right.
You look, and, like, the established name on that team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're in the heart of the lineup, that middle 3 power. They're always there.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah, so the fact that the Cardinals, I mean, they've been dancing around it. Jose Martinez has been he's been good at filling it, but I want to see him play right field a little more if Fowler's going to do what he did, because, Fowler.
Yeah, we're at a weird spot with our lineup because there's a bit of crowding, really, and there's decisions to be made.
Yeah.
Because our outfield, I think it's safe to say, you have Fowler who has to work out.
Yeah.
He's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
There is no trading of Dexter Fowler.
No.
So we want him to play. But we have Tyler O'Neill.
O'Neill is doing great. I call him the Swole Canuck.
Oh my.
When he hit that walk-off home run this past season,
against Pittsburgh.
yes, and they ripped his shirt off, I was like, Hulk is going to murder people
that
tonight.
Was ridiculous. I got to watch that. That was
I love it. I love it. And so you got O'Neill, who's like kind of a good roving backup guy. And then in left field, of course, Ozuna. And Ozuna, the shoulder surgery worked out. Mozeliak talked to him. He looks like he's going to be good to go. Center field, Bader is the most exciting outfielder in the majors, period.
Yeah, no, defensive superstar in every way, shape, and form.
I've never seen someone so exciting to watch. He's like David Eckstein mixed with Jim Edmonds, essentially, with defensive prowess and scrappiness.
And he's such a threat on the base paths too, which we haven't had since maybe, I don't know, John Jay, but not like that.
Yeah, John. I'm trying to think who stole. I can't even remember who used to be our base stealer. It was Tommy Pham.
Yeah.
Pham said he was gonna do it. He did disappoint a little bit, but I'm not gonna diss Tommy Pham because Tommy Pham is still a great ball player.
Yeah. No, I love him. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no reason to diss him. There's a reason to diss the Rays though, because the way they treated him, they get 90 wins, and he's a damn good player, but no one shows up to their games. But that's a sidetrack, and we digress. So, like, Bader, I absolutely love in center. Ozuna is definitely set in left. The question is right field. They wanted to get Harper, but it's the timidness of DeWitt to stick his feet in the water.
Yeah.
And it's also the fact that you have Goldschmidt and you want to make sure you have the cap room so that you can re-sign him to a 20+ mil a year deal coming up.
No, absolutely. And then that, with the way this offseason has been, making that big massive splash, that big move, has just been a weird thing for every team. So
it is weird.
Yeah.
It is. It's super. You see the deals that are being made. I follow this guy on Twitter. He's a big White Sox fan, and the crap he puts out there that he thinks the White Sox are going to do. He thinks the White Sox are going to get Machado. Like, he's dead set. White Sox are going to get Machado. I can see where that might happen, but I honestly think that Machado is going to Philadelphia, and that Harper also will go to Philadelphia.
yeah, I mean, this was touted as the major free agency year. I remember being excited for this year since 2015.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
oh my God, Harper, free agent. And the moves just never happened. It was practically guaranteed Machado is going to be a Yankee. I mean, the Yankees have wanted him since he was a prospect, and he wants to be a Yankee, and he's made that very well known. And then the moves just didn't happen. And then the fact that obviously Philly's the favorite for both of them because they have the space for it, and they're a legitimate contender. Who isn't in the East besides the Marlins, really?
Yeah.
But yeah, these moves not happening, and then with both of them, I think it's, I don't know, kind of safe to say they don't really want to go to any of the teams that want them. Harper especially, I mean, he's flashy.
Yeah.
I thought LA was a for sure thing when they traded away Puig and Kemp and
Yeah. But the thing is with Harper, he's not being the one that's really dictating this all the way. This is being dictated by his agent. And his agent is notorious for holding out to the last minute.
Mr. Scott.
Scott, oh my God. Scott, if you're watching this, please, we get your tactics. We understand. Hints would be helpful. I just want to know what team Harper's going to be with on the MLB 19 The Show cover.
Yeah, MLB 19, they're starting to sweat a little
Yeah,
bit. Hey,
dude.
we have a game to put out. We're in a hoodie right now.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that you're holding out. That's okay. Do it for the people at San Diego Studios. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My man's in a hoodie right now.
But, I mean, I would pay to see Harper in a hoodie on the cover of a game, but...
And it's a possibility at this point. But yeah, no, moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, besides, questions in our outfield and kind of in the infield as well. I mean, with having Jerko, the pickup from the Rangers.
Oh, yeah.
And still Jose Martinez, we have crowding just in all spots.
The problem is, though, it's crowding at very specific positions. Jerko is kind of filling the role of a Descalzo, but I don't like him filling the role of a Descalzo. He needs to be either a third baseman or a second baseman, backing up Carp or Wong, maybe Carp a little bit more. Sometimes he can get some work in at short if DeYoung's not there. You need your start. First of all, Colton Wong got robbed of the Golden Glove. I'm saying it. Listen, I'm not even saying Baez, first of all, should have never gotten it at second base. He should have been there for shortstop, and he would have gotten it. Second of all, why DJ and the Rockies were being trolls about it when they announced it, and people were putting on Twitter, they were like, I'm going to call Chief. He said this ain't it.
No, that was not it at all. Not in the slightest.
And the Rockies were putting up his defensive stats as responses to troll people, and then they were getting hit back with advanced stats that say, oh, Colton Wong is actually 10 times better than LeMahieu was with his glove. So Wong, he's turning into that thing that we need, which is you don't need a guy, every person to hit 20 home runs. You need a guy who can just dive and get the ball.
Yeah.
He's willing to lay his body out. You need that. And the Cardinals have that in Wong, so they need to utilize him. I don't care if you stick him in the 8 hole every game. Stick him in the 9 hole. Do whatever the hell you need to do. Keep Wong at second base. He's your main guy. Shortstop, DeYoung, it just depends on how he's feeling this year, if he's going to go off or not.
Yeah.
I think he'll get to 20, but he might do it like Hayward did, where right near the tail end of the season he got hot. third base, obviously you have Carp. First base, you have Goldschmidt. Infield is set. But now you have Jerko and the guy from the Rangers that we picked up. But that's not, I don't like that because I think we need a pure kind of Descalzo type guy.
Yeah, seriously, and like you said, like Jerko's not that.
I would go Marwin Gonzalez.
That was before we made a single move. That would have been my number one pickup.
Everyone early on was saying, "Oh yeah, you're gonna get Marwin." Like Cardinals are gonna pick up Marwin because they need that kind of guy.
Yeah, no, it made too much sense to do that.
And now, where is Marwin? We don't have Marwin.
I mean that touches on just like the state of free agency right now. Let me look at the free agents.
Yeah, because there's a lot. I was looking it over. There's a couple people I'm surprised that haven't signed, like a Vogt. Steve Vogt. He hasn't signed. Why the hell hasn't he signed? I know the A's are the team he's kind of known for playing for, but even then, I mean, you got Lucroy. Lucroy needs a good backup.
Yeah.
Vogt could fill that, and you could have him DH too if you wanted to. There is a couple other, like Edwin Jackson. Edwin Jackson is on a pilgrimage to play on every single team in the major.
Team.
He's up to like 13 now, I think.
It might be higher.
I would hope he gets there.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. You have Marwin, Cargo, who's had a good year last year. He really did.
Yeah. Is it because it might be because the outfield in Colorado is getting a little stacked, and he was underwhelming compared to guys like Arenado and Blackman. But even then, you need to sign him.
Yeah, no, absolutely. This Bryce guy, Bryce Harper.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
Is he a prospect?
He's with somebody.
I don't know. Harper, he can sign with whoever he wants to. I hear his agent's kind of like lazy and doesn't want to sign.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
We have Keuchel, Kimbrel.
Ooh.
These are massive names that are going to be on a team, but they're not. Like Keuchel fits on all 30 teams.
Yes, he does.
He really truly does.
Yeah. And I would say Cardinals should go after him, but I don't think right now would be the best option. The Cardinals need a good lefty in their rotation. Kind of like when Jaime Garcia was in our rotation. I either hated Jaime or I loved Jaime.
Yeah, no, every other start was like the box of chocolates. Like,
yeah.
You really never know what you're going to get.
But you need a good lefty in your rotation to shake it up. Because, I mean, we're playing teams in the Central like the Cubs, the Brewers, the Reds are making moves.
Yeah, they're going to steal some wins.
Yeah, the Pirates are derps, but we don't talk about
them.
But you're going to be seeing them over and over and over again. And it's the same thing every time for 6 innings each game. Oh, you're going to see a right-handed guy that can throw really fast. And sometimes he may have a good curveball on him in Wainwright. Sometimes, he might be able to fool you with a changeup like Waka. But you don't have a lefty to shake it up. Because then they're going to just play the same lineup. Eugenio Suarez is going to kill you. Yeah. And, I mean, a lefty, it's a better matchup, but I think someone like Keuchel could get him swinging out of his shoes.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That and, the man has had, the best ground ball rate in the MLB since, his, Cy Young campaign in 2015.
And we miss a guy that can get ground. I mean, Seth Maness used to get us ground balls all the time, but I don't even know where the hell he is.
I feel like Mariners were the last I heard.
Oh my God, poor Maness.
Yeah.
Poor Seth. Poor Seth. No disrespect to Mariners fans, but poor Seth.
But I mean, just in a broader sense with that. Yeah, with the Cubs and the Brewers, it's impossible not to see what they've done in the past few years. I mean, the Brewers, going to the CS.
Oh my God!
I didn't really expect them to do anything just because you look at their starting pitching, and we didn't know Yelich was going to be an MVP, and we didn't know anyone was just all.
I just want to point out 2 out of the 3 past Marlins outfielders have been MVPs in back-to-back years. So
Marcel,
you know what to do, buddy.
Here's looking at you, kid. But yeah, and I mean the Cubs, they've just been absolutely dominant over the past.
Yeah, I think they're slipping. I don't want to jinx it, so I'll knock on wood, but I think they're slipping a little bit. It's not Madden. It's not. No, I wouldn't say it's ownership or Theo or anybody. The players, they've melded well over the past couple of years. That red hot streak they went on in 2017 to get them into the playoffs I think they got in at the number 1 seed. If it wasn't number 1, it was number 2. But that one that got them past the 90 win mark. You're not seeing that again. 2018, they were bumbling.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They went from number 1 seed in the National League to out of the playoffs in 48 hours. You see that in 2015, the Cubs are not doing that. 2016, when they win the World Series, Cubs are not doing that. You're starting to see them slip a little bit. It's partially their bullpen and partially because they're just kind of losing the touch.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And that's like having such an incredible team and that incredible core and everything. I don't know who they have and have not signed to an extension, but I know a lot of them are entering free agency soon. With Chris Bryant's next year.
Yeah.
I think.
And Bryant will stay. Like the Cubs are going to shell out as much money as they need to keep Bryant.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But like a combination of like a couple I would say okay, in the case of Quintana, I would call that was a weird move. Got rid of like their farm systems.
Yeah.
Nothing. Darvish. That's just funny. That was just really funny. As a Cardinals fan, I love that.
Oh my God.
He pitched like he started like less than 5 games. Maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a guy on YouTube. His name. You're gonna laugh when I tell you his name. His name is Urinating Tree. He is
nice.
He is a professional sports shit poster. And so this man, when the Dodgers lost to the Astros in the World Series, everyone thought, is Kershaw going to choke? Kershaw did not choke. It was you. So every time Darvish would give up a home run, he'd take the clip and put the U from Soulja Boy over it, and it's his face, and it is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Thank you, Darvish, for turning into a meme. You were good in Texas. I don't know where the touch went. It just kind of vanished.
Disappeared.
Yeah.
Whether it was like tipping your pitches or...
He was tipping pitches. I've seen the
absolutely.
videos. Yeah, I've seen the... He's tipping, no doubt.
Yeah, no, he cost LA a ring. Easy. And then, yeah, no, he definitely just straight up fucked the Cubs.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was like $170 million, 180.
Yeah, and they're stuck with him.
Yeah.
They are stuck with this dude.
Yeah. And I don't know, warms my heart.
It does. I feel bad for the guy because he's not performing, but nothing like seeing a Cub fan cry.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
No, watching the wild card was just funny.
Oh, it was so fun. Even the tiebreaker game. I've never rooted for the Brewers in my life, but I became a Brewer fan, and I was real happy.
I was leaving here. Throughout my night class, it was a photography class, I was watching on my phone. And it went into, I don't know how long it went into extra innings, but it went for a while.
Oh, yeah.
It
did.
Listening to it on the way home, and I think it's David Dahl. Oh, that one stopped.
There you go, David Dahl.
Yeah, David Dahl hits the go-ahead, I believe. It was him or Tony Walters. I don't know. I was just like, this is about right. This is another just heartwarming moment. And Lester I hate Lester. Because again, going back to it, diehard Yankees fan, hate the Red Sox.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I get you.
We'll touch that.
We'll get on that. Alrighty. So what other free agents out there are kind of like the big ones that we want to look at? Maybe.
Oh, man. Okay.
That Machado guy. Yeah.
Moose. We got Moose stock.
Moose, that's right. Cardinals were apparently going to go after Moose, but...
I liked that move, but then we went with Goldie, and
Yeah. Who else we got? I got it right. Axford, Joey Bats, who's kind of fallen off lately, but still he could be a good a Beltran for the Astros.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That would be fantastic for him. And then I'm just gonna go all the way to the end and pick a random person. Hunter Pence and Sergio Ramo. Oh, let's get the 2012 Giants back. You get caveman, and I want to punch the entire bench after winning the game. Oh my God! You see when Ramos did that after he closed the game? He's pumping it, and he's like everything.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, dude, dick move.
Yeah.
You won. Why are you being a dick? Don't be a dick.
Use him in that starter. No, opener. That like 1 inning thing the Rays were doing.
Yeah.
Just use him for that.
Yeah.
That was weird.
I
hope
get
they
that.
don't go back to it.
That stuff that you do in like high school when you got the pitch counts regulated on you and you can't use your pitchers.
I hate that it like kind of worked for him for a little bit because it shouldn't. Baseball's the way it is for a reason.
You got guys who could go long versus guys who, are specialties, but it's kind of fun to see a little like high school little league ball thrown into the big league game.
I mean, that's kind of like the Rays. Like, I don't think they ever thought they would win 90 games last year.
I don't think Tampa knew that the Rays were winning 90
I don't think
games.
They knew they had a baseball team.
No. I think after like 2008 and 2009 and then 2011 when Longo did his stuff, they're like, huh, where'd they go? Where'd they go? Longoria left and he took all the fan base.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
Did you hear they're not going to use the upper level of seating
again?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Because they're reducing it down to like 25,000.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Tampa. Listen to me. I am a certified expert by myself. So I certified myself to be an expert. That's what I mean. Get your new stadium up pronto.
You got it.
I love the Trop. I love playing in there in MLB 19 the show, or 18 the show, even though 18 the show is utter garbage. I will love playing in there in 19 the show, and I will continue to love playing in there because it's so unique. But seriously, get yourself a new stadium.
Yeah, no, people don't show up.
Look at what happened to Atlanta. They got a new stadium. 2 years later, they start winning. Am I mad that they got rid of Turner Field? Yeah, but SunTrust resulted in Albies going, hey, I know how to play baseball.
I like the Trop. I've been to the Trop.
You have?
Yeah, I saw.
It's kind of alluring.
Yeah.
Because it's the last like fully indoor and it's turf and it's like what the hell is going on?
It's cool. Got the stingray.
Yeah.
The pond tank.
There you go.
I saw a Giants game there actually.
Really?
That was cool.
What the hell? Oh, Giants and Rays?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was Father's Day.
Really?
Yeah, my dad caught a foul ball. Joe panicked.
Not bad.
But I digress.
You digress. Let's see who else we got up here. I think there's not really a lot others that we can talk about. Maybe like Fernando Salas and Irvin Santana, Shields, Harrison.
He'd be a big.
Yeah.
Not big. He'd be a pickup.
Yeah.
For any team.
Yeah. Matt Wieters. And.
Yeah, he could be anybody's backup.
Really? Yeah. Jose Reyes needs to retire. No offense, Jose. I love you, but you've been playing a long time, bro.
Your relevance isn't.
I don't think you're going to be able to garner a kind of deal you're looking for. AJ Ramos and Hanley Ramirez. And then, you got Brandon Phillips. He fell off ever since he went to the Braves compiled a giant list of people, and they were like, we got R.A. Dickey. We got Brandon Phillips. And we're like,
Bartolo
wow.
Colon.
We got Bartolo. And I was like, 2013 is ecstatic for you guys. And they all failed. And Bartolo ended up, of course, now he's with the Rangers, and he's amazing because Bartolo's Bartolo.
Of course.
And everyone else you don't really hear from that much anymore.
Brandon Phillips got a ring. He hit that one bomb in Atlanta with the Red Sox, and that's all he did. It's like the 1 or 2 games he played in with them.
Really?
Yeah.
Phillips seriously was playing for the Red Sox in the World Series?
Yeah. So they played really late in the year, like probably September. They were playing a series in Atlanta, and like Atlanta really beat up on him, and they were, I want to say, Braves were up by I think like 7 runs at one point.
Really?
Yeah. And then it ended. I think they won like 10-7. I know I'm wrong, but I'm gonna say 10-7. But yeah, he hits this massive bomb, and it was one of the cooler bat flips of the year, admittedly.
Yeah, he's the first player in Red Sox history ever to win wear uniform number 0. And although he didn't play in the postseason, but he was a part of the team.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna guess he's gonna get a ring out of it. Because
Oh, yeah.
some guys, you know, it's like, who is it? Raul Ibanez, when he was
Yeah.
with the Royals, he wasn't on the roster, but
Oh, yeah.
didn't he get a ring?
Yeah, he did.
He did. Okay, good. So it's got, you know, stuff like that. And I know Beltran, they didn't put on the roster for the World Series, but he was still in the dugout and everything, and he got a ring. Yeah. So there you go. You got stuff like that. Boom. Oh, Yachty. We gotta hold on.
Yeah,
we
no.
gotta talk about Yachty and Chris Bryant.
Yeah. So, again, St. Louis, there's the little bullshit Chris Bryant was talking a few weeks ago now.
With Ryan Dempster.
Yeah.
More like Ryan Dumpster.
Got him. Yeah, so he was talking to shit. I was, talking about how St. Louis was so boring and who would want to play there.
I don't know. Why don't you ask these 11 rings? We have so many rings, we ran out of fingers. We have to put it somewhere else. I don't know where we're putting it, but we got one extra. And Chicago, combined, I must say, you have 6.
And that was a nice, 108 year?
Yeah,
drought,
nice.
Something like that.
It's really fun when the White Sox win 2 World Series before you end your drought. When the White Sox win 2 World Series, not 1, 2 World Series before you end your drought. That's just shameful. Oh God, I can't even count. I don't know how many years it was. For the longest time, the White Sox had the majority of World Series wins in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And the Cubs want to talk shit. They are equal to the White Sox, and the White Sox are one of the worst teams in the majors.
They haven't found relevance. I don't know the last time they've been to. I know they won in 05, but I don't know the last time they went to the postseason.
Like
after
08,
that.
I remember there was that tiebreaker game that the White Sox had.
Yeah.
That was like in
Yeah.
08, but other than that, they haven't been. They haven't really. I remember that one year they got out of the gate really competitive when they had Todd Frazier at third base.
No, I remember that.
They were like 39-28. We're like, holy shit, the White Sox are good. And then they were like, haha, we're gonna pull the White Sox.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, and then the Yankees got D-Rob back. They got Todd Frazier. Yeah, but yeah, no, with the little shit Chris Bryant was talking, I like it. And bringing the fire, like I feel like there hadn't been much of a rivalry.
No,
Just the Cubs have been
it
better.
It was the fans that were doing the rivalry. It wasn't the players. We didn't give a shit. It was like Yachty and them were like, oh, we don't care. And then Chris Bryant starts talking shit, and now Yachty is like,
He's like, oh no.
And then on Instagram, people were trying to clap back at him, and Yachty was clapping back at them.
No.
What was the funniest one I ever heard? He's like, some person said, Yachty, shut the fuck up. You're so irrelevant now. Blah, 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 blah. And Yachty's like, yeah, but what my bank account say? I was like, okay. So Yachty's not irrelevant.
No, I love our catchers.
Gold Glove Award winner.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and SMD.
Yeah, no, you can shove it, Chris Bryant. But yeah, no, I love it. And then everybody on the team weighed in. We have Brebbia calling him shut up, loser. And
Yeah. Oh, I love that part too. With Brebbia telling him to shut up. Brebbia is gonna be so fun this year. And Ozuna's like, Ozuna just kind of like, yeah, I got you, bro. And then he left. Oh my God.
I love it.
Yeah. But I'm real happy this is gonna give a new spark to it. And the Cardinals swept the Cubs last year. One time, and we won a bunch of series against them. So it'll prove good for us to go out there and play well against them, because our games against them are going to be the ones that count the most.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then, anything to bring the excitement back to Cardinals baseball, because we've been looking at 3 or so years of just kind of flat out mediocrity.
Yeah.
And that's weird to say with the Cardinals. That's weird to say with a winning team.
Yeah, because this one year we won 83 games, and that's the same we won in 06. And I try to look at the silver lining like, well, that was a World Series team, and we just matched their record. It's also the worst World Series team in history.
Yeah.
And people rag on the fact that World Series was between a team with 83 wins and a wild card team, but a ring is a ring.
Yeah, no, We'll take it.
We'll take it.
We will take it.
Yeah.
I'm excited, more excited for Cardinals baseball than I have been in a long time, since 2015.
Yeah, for sure. Now, switching gears a little bit, I want to talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
Oh, okay. I've been throwing the word excited out a lot during this episode. This man is absolutely insane, and I don't know why he does, like, people don't talk about him more. I've never seen raw power like this before. I mean,
Never.
He's 19 with, like, similar exit velo to fucking Stanton.
I love it. I'm 20, and I'm sitting here doing a podcast talking about how great he is, and meanwhile, this dude is hitting dangers.
Yeah, he'll be up in the big leagues this year.
For sure.
Yeah.
And in Toronto, if they don't do that, they're crazy.
Yeah, no, like the like service time thing. I mean I get it. Like, you want to have him under control for as long as possible, but he's nothing but an asset to your team.
Oh my god! And with the way Toronto's been playing lately, they're not playing. You know, they went from beating up Texas in the playoffs all those years to what the hell happened to Toronto? They were the winners of the AL East.
Yeah, no, they were like one of my like weird favorite teams with Donaldson, Encarnacion, and Joey Bats. I mean, like the 2016, 2016 postseason.
Yeah, 2016 postseason was one of the most amazing postseasons there was.
Yeah.
And oh my god, Joey Bats' home run where you had, oh my god, it was, what's his name on the call? Kenny Albert on the call.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was just so pretty. It was the prettiest.
And then the Encarnacion walk-off against the Orioles. Not bringing in Britain. That's one of my favorite games I got to watch. Like, not being a major fan of either team, that was exciting.
Oh yeah.
That was insanity.
I loved it. And now that you're going to be bringing that raw kind of power back with Vladdy Jr.,
yeah,
you're going to see a lot of really, really cool stuff. Hopefully, he'll be able to carry the Blue Jays to at least a wild card.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, just last year, slashed 381, 437, 636 with 20 bombs. Insanity.
And that's on how many levels in the minor leagues? Like 2, 3. I don't even know where he started the season at and got to, but there's no doubt in my mind he needs to be called up this year.
Rookie ball to AAA.
Rookie ball to AAA, he's still hitting 20 home runs.
Yeah.
He's got to go through the transitions of getting up to AAA from rookie ball and doing all that. There is no doubt that he is going to be one of the saviors of the Blue Jays for the next couple of years. I would not be surprised to see them as a competitor.
I'm excited to see him absolutely like destroy in spring training, and then he still doesn't start the year.
That's what are the Blue Jays doing? Yeah. I get tenure. I get all of it. What the hell are you doing, Toronto? You are a meme for a reason now.
You are a shell of a team with, I was going to say Aledmus Diaz. He's not even on the team anymore. Brandon Drury.
Grichuk. J.A. Happ. Wait, no, Happ's not even on them anymore.
He's with the Yankees now.
Yeah, I fucked that up.
Got Kevin
Stroman.
Pilar. I love Stroman.
Yeah, Stroman's good. Smoke. I mean, you got guys like Clayton Richard. Seriously. What? Oh, my God. It just makes me mad when the Blue Jays, they know they have the talent, and they don't go for it.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They have the talent. They need to go for it. They need to do something, make a move, and get him, because as soon as they get him, it would be incredible.
Oh, no, absolutely. Squeezing in a couple more things while we have time. This I heard about maybe like 2 hours ago. Still in the world of baseball. Yeah, no, the Mizzou.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
So it all stems, there was a tutor at Mizzou, and I know this isn't MLB, but this is related to baseball. A tutor at Mizzou apparently was doing different work and assignments for the student athletes. So she was a tutor for the athletes, and it's different than what happened at University of North Carolina, because in North Carolina they had an issue very similar to this. Although the classes that they had set up for these athletes, the athletes were still doing the work, even though they were paper classes, easy to pass. They took Swahili, and they didn't learn any Swahili.
Yeah.
At Mizzou, they set up the exact same kind of classes, which was under wraps and perfectly, no one knew about it. The problem, though, with Mizzou was that the tutor was doing the work for the kids in these classes that were built to be stupid easy to pass. What the hell? So now Mizzou, their baseball team is banned from the College World Series for a year.
Yeah. No, this ban, and it's harsh.
Oh, yeah.
I was looking at it earlier.
And there's also a couple recruiting bans that they have. And the problem is Mizzou, Mizzou's got a really good baseball program, top 25.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then again, trying to stay in the world of baseball. But with football, we have Kelly Bryant coming from Clemson and now, ineligible for a bowl game.
Yeah.
That's insanity.
Yeah. It's just, oh, my God. It's all
Yeah,
good.
no, and there was a lot that went into it. So I know they're going to appeal, but there's not a lot you can do about that.
Yeah, if they get it, good for them, but it might be a little tough for Mizzou. And I think what we should finish off with on this first ever episode of The Squeeze is, of course, talking about Mariano Rivera.
Oh, hell yeah, absolutely. I had the pleasure of seeing him play in person a couple times. Just so dominant.
Yeah.
So absolutely dominant.
It's just Mo, first of all, when people thought Griffey would be unanimous, I was on that bus. I was like,
no, absolutely.
Griffey, first of all, I heard about it on a bus. So that's like bus squared. I was like, Griffey's going to be unanimous. I don't know who that guy was that didn't vote for Griffey. First of all, dick move.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I guess you just decided not to watch baseball for
a
hot minute.
Yeah, there was a professor here at Webster. I think this was his last year. Rob Raines is his name, really well respected in the baseball community. He's been writing with the Cardinals for years. He said that a lot of people, whenever they vote for the Hall of Fame, what they'll do sometimes if there's a guy that they know is going to get in, they won't vote for them. They'll vote for someone else. That way that person gets votes. So, for instance, instead of voting for a guy like Griffey, they give it to a guy like Omar Vizquel or something like that. Yeah. But even then, Griffey was such a generational talent.
Yeah,
you know he's going to get in. Help him get to the complete 100%. I'm so happy that Mo was the first one to do it.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Because Rob Raines predicted it. He said, I asked him, I said, who's going to be the first unanimous? Is it going to be Jeter? I was thinking, it's going to be Jeter. He said, I think Mo's going to get it a lot easier than Jeter will get it.
Honestly, that was something even I kind of overlooked. First ballot for sure, but I wouldn't have thought unanimous.
The nastiest cutter you've ever seen in your life. And I remember when they were doing the induction ceremony or the announcement ceremony, and they started talking in Spanish for the first time. Edgar Martinez, they called it for Edgar Martinez before they called it for Mo. When I heard it for Edgar, I was like, oh, this is Mo. They're going to call Mo. And then they said, no, it's Edgar. I was like, oh, okay. Well, Edgar got in. Good for Edgar. Hey, yeah, Edgar. Okay. Yeah. He finally got in. Good shit, dude. And then they, of course, do Halladay and Musina, which I did not see coming at all.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I thought Bonds would get in before Musina got in.
Yeah.
But Musina, and then they started speaking Spanish again. I'm like, there he is. There's my boy Mo.
That was a good moment. I got the text from my dad immediately.
Yeah, and then Brian Kenny announcing, oh, yeah, he got the 100%. I was like, that was the most casual he got 100% I've ever heard in my life. Oh, yeah, Mo just is the first person ever in the Hall of Fame history to get 100% on the ballot.
Just the first.
Yeah, he's just the first one ever.
Hall of Famer.
And we're going to go that as nonchalantly as possible. Bitch, what?
Yeah, excuse me? Put some respect on his name.
Exactly. It's not like he has 650-plus career saves. It's not like he almost won a Cy Young. He is a World Series MVP. He's got 5 rings. Count them, 5. He's got more rings than the Chicago Cubs have in their entire organization. Yeah. He can go around with his bling. He could buy the Cubs if he wanted to.
I've tried not to talk about the Yankee rings, and I've done a good job.
Yes, you have. I've been more braggadocious about that.
You're gonna hear about the 27 rings
Sometime.
a lot more.
I'll tell you what, though. 5 of those rings you can chalk up to one Panamanian man with a good-ass cutter.
That is true. That is the truth.
That is very true.
I'm gonna call that a wrap.
I'm going to call it a wrap, too. Thank you for tuning in to The Squeeze, the first ever episode.
Thank you so much. This is such a weirdly big moment. This is an idea I've had for like a couple months at this point, and it's real.
It's real.
Happened.
It's happening. All right. Cool stuff.
Gonna call that a wrap.
I am Michael Langston.
And I am Tyler Merkel.
Thank you for listening to The Squeeze. We'll see you later.